Scorpio, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for mid to late October 2025. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we can dip our toes into energy and see what's happening for the lovely Scorpio collective. I hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guide, spirit team, talk to me. What do you got for us? What do you have for Scorpio gang in mid to late October 2025? What energies, messages, insights can we take a peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Scorpio gang mid to late October. What's the vibe? And yeah, we're approaching Scorpio season at the time of this filming. So if you're on that Libra cusp, I hope you have a very happy birthday. But yeah, beautiful time of year. Definitely one of my favorites. Okay, so the Magician shows up here. Now, it has a lot of similarities to the Magician in the tarot deck, but there are most definitely some differences as well. And he's not a regular visitor in my readings. He doesn't always show up, so it always gets my attention whenever I see him. Now, before we fully dive into it, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the October subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, back into the reading. Let's talk more about this Magician. So we see this sharp-dressed individual doing all sorts of magic tricks. He has that bird appearing out of nowhere. He's doing the ring trick. There's money. So to me, when I think of the Magician in the tarot deck, I think of creation. I think of manifesting. So I'm not going to say like, hey, you can manifest anything out of thin air immediately. But to me, it's more so like you're building your next chapter, whether you realize it or whether you don't. So mindset is super important when we have Magician energy, and your power to manifest is actually heightened. Now, aside from that, the Magician could represent control. So wanting to control my future, wanting to control the way in which a situation unfolds. That could be a big thing here. So hopefully there's no situation where there's nothing you can do about it. But the aspect of this Magician that's different from the tarot deck is that this one deals with illusion and sleight of hand, where he's like, hey, look at this hand, while the other hand is doing something totally different. So hopefully there's nothing going on like that within the reading itself, whether it's like hidden angles, things we're not seeing. We're just going to have to look into the main part of the reading, because whenever I see him, I'm like, is there more to it? Is there more to something than what I think? So let's just put him down there. Let's get into tarot. He could keep putting on his magic show. And yeah, I always say that first card doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Let's shuffle it up one time here for Scorpio gang. What do we got going? And yeah, while we get this shuffled up, I'm ready to go. Let's talk about last week's reading. It was pretty positive, actually. The reading was titled A Massive Offer, and it could have split a couple different ways. If you're a career-focused, career-minded, there's great energy around shifts, changes, and growth in that realm. For another portion of you, it could have been an emotional offer or some sort of talk where people are letting their feelings out. I mean, it could be a lot of different things, but I did feel like the energy was pushing in a positive direction. So we're going to hope to keep that going. But I mean, as you know, energy is very fluid. It's never set in stone, so only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else, right? Let's get it going. 3 cards for Scorpio gang. What's happening? What do we got here in mid to late October? Okay. So we're starting with a bang. We're starting with a boom. We got the Knight of Wands here in position number 1. I like it. I think it could be good. I guess it really depends on what else shows up, right? But we'll get him right there. Very fast. Very quick start. Let's get a couple more. Let's get a couple more here for Scorpio. Okay. Yeah, not slowing down by much. So we have the Page of Wands. Lots of people starting to show up now. Let's get one more. Let's see what we got. What do we have for Scorpio? Thank you. Okay, World. All right. Very powerful. Lots of powerful energy here this week, Scorpio. So we are going to have to talk about this, my good friends. And I know Scorpio's not shy about dealing with powerful energy, right? It's part of the game when you have Scorpio placements. But let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get into that juicy, intuitive stuff. At first glance, we're starting with a ton of fire. Now, if there is a water sign that can deal with fire energy the best, it's Scorpio, in my opinion. I'm a little biased, but you know, we have the Knight of Wands, Page of Wands. Now, when I see fire, I think of action. I think of movement. I think of the actions you take. I think of the actions other people take. It could be a little bit of both with both of these people showing up. Obviously, we have the two court cards, which could be other people, regardless of sign. So it's that passion, it's that drive, it's that desire, the internal combustion. But the downside to fire energy is it's a little wild, right? It could go left on you real quick. It could be explosive and volatile, but it's good for making progress. That's the one thing I like. It's like, all right, now we're cooking with oil here. Now we're making progress. And on the back end, we have an extremely powerful energy in the world, energy of culmination, things coming to a head. So we're going to have to see how this all plays together. I think it can. It really depends on what the clarifiers are. But let's go through this piece by piece and really start to build it out. Position number one, the Knight of Wands. So, as I already mentioned, we start with a bang here. In tarot, knights represent action, movement, and also communication. So, that is one of the messengers of the tarot deck. And we like the Knight of Wands. If you're not connected to a fire sign, if you don't have fire sign placements, um, it could just be a general energy that's either coming towards you or that you're stepping into. Now, the Knight of Wands, if we're going to put personality traits on this individual, it's someone that's like the life of the party, someone that likes attention, gives attention. It's very outgoing. It's a party animal sometimes in its rougher form. So it's someone that likes to enjoy themselves. Nothing wrong with that. But it could be extremely impulsive, this type of energy. So whenever I see the Knight of Wands, I'm like, oh, okay, temptation, impulse, people doing things without thinking them through. This could be an energy to watch out for as we move forward. But at the same time, we could get big gains. So to me, we're kind of at like a 50-50 initially until we get to the clarifier. So he does have that explosive volatility to him, but it's like it's a gamble. It's a little bit of a risk, right? Like high risk, high reward. Now, moving to the middle, the Page of Wands carries a very similar energy, just not quite as intense. So it's not like it gets worse. It's not like the energy intensifies. It does calm down, but not all the way. It's like the flame doesn't die completely because this Page of Wands, they represent new. So whether it's new ideas, new paths, new jobs, new people, new businesses, it's just super fresh and a youthful type of vibe. Pages are students, so it could be learning new things. It could be taking in information, but they're also messengers. So when we have the Knight of Wands, the Page of Wands, there's a lot of chit chat, there's a lot of talking, there's a lot of back and forth going on here. Now, the thing with the Page of Wands that's different from the Knight of Wands is that this energy could sometimes burn itself out, where it could be very, very intense up front and then it tilts or just whittles away over time. So watch out for any situations like that where they start out with like big gains, hot and heavy, but then it slowly starts to die off. Like that's kind of how the energy means. And I don't mean to say die off as if it's a bad thing, but to me, it's an energy that's calming. Now, that might be good for whatever your situation is, but just watch out for burnout. Watch out for anyone getting too overly stimulated or just too much. We're gonna keep moving because that's kind of how this is starting to feel to me. It's like this is too much, too intense. Moving to the back end, we have the World. Now, this is the last of the major arcana. It's a very important card. We see all the different fixed signs. So this is more of a slower moving energy. But when we see it, since it is the last of the major arcana, yeah, sure, it could represent chapters closing. It could represent endings. So again, I mean, you're about to start a brand new cycle. Since it is almost Scorpio season, this makes sense. Maybe for some of you, you're going through a metamorphosis or a change. I mean, that's the big thing with Scorpio energy, isn't it? It's like always going through some intense change. That's what this card represents to me. It could be a culmination. It could be something coming to a head. Sure, it could be an ending, but it's not like a Ten of Swords ending. That's where this gets misconstrued. It's more of like we turn we close one chapter, we open a new page. So it's like a change, a shift, and it is very, very karmic. It could talk about big picture type of energy as well. So we have a lot of powerful stuff at play this week, Scorpio, which doesn't make me nervous, but I just want to see what direction it's going in. Is it karmic? Is it an energy that's like slowing down? I want to dive deeper on all of it. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay. Let's get a good shuffle here. What do we got for Scorpio gang, please? Guides and spirit team. What do we have? And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on the Knight of Wands. And yeah, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Scorpio, you can drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay. Why is the Knight of Wands here? Why is the Knight of Wands? Thank you. This energy is just super unpredictable to me. So I have the Ace of Wands in reverse. I don't want to say that this feels like regret, but it could be someone that does something and doesn't fully think it through. So watch that in this time. Watch the impulsiveness, and I know Scorpio again as part of the collective myself, not known to be the most impulsive of the signs, but any human is susceptible to it. So especially with the power of Scorpio season starting to roll in for a lot of Scorpios, that's going to increase your confidence and increase the energy levels within you. So when I see the Knight of Wands, Ace of Wands in reverse, it's like, okay, well, go ahead, but don't overdo it, because this could be someone that does something or says something and then regrets it, or does something, says something, and feels like they made a mistake. So that's how that's presenting to me. Now, we still have a lot to go, but I would say in this time, just watch out for, just going off your base instincts. Watch out for mistakes. Watch out for doing things without thinking them through. And if that's not you, this could be somebody else, right? They may have done something, said something, and now it's like, damn, I wish I didn't say that to Scorpio, right? Because Scorpio never forgets. The Ace of Wands is another card of communication, right? Messages, talk. So there's a lot of chit chat. There's a lot of talking. So a lot of this could come from someone saying something that they can't take back. So watch out for stuff like that. We're just going to keep moving. I'm not going to beat a dead horse. Let's see what's up with the Page of Wands though, because the energy could calm down, but we do have like all this fiery energy up in the front. Watch the urges and impulsivity. Let's see what's up with the page. Why is the Page of Wands here for Scorpio gang? So what is happening? Okay, that is very odd. So we have the Eight of Cups showing up in reverse underneath this Page of Swords, and this is an energy that does seem to like, I don't want to say sneak back, but it's an energy that kind of like comes in very cautiously. Like, when someone opens a door and they peer through it, it's like that, like very unsure in its approach. So again, whether this is like someone moving towards you or way you're moving towards somebody, it's just moving very cautious now, which is the opposite of what we have here in the front. It's like, oh, I did that once, not going to do that again. So I think that's a good thing. Um, this could be someone that's a little shy to approach you too, or a little bashful for whatever reason. Listen, the Eight of Cups to me is a card generally in the upright. It's moving away. When it's in reverse, it's coming back around, it's looping back. So, can this be a return of some kind? Potentially. But just the intuitive energy level that I'm picking up here is like we have this wild energy on the front, and then we have this very unsure energy. It's like, oh, did you hear about that? Are you still mad at me? Did you forget? It's like giving me vibes like that. So watch out for any individuals that fit that bill, because it's somebody testing the water. And I've seen this in other signs this week where someone's taking a cautious approach, or somebody's just checking things or saying things just to see what reactions are. That's another thing I'm picking up here too with the Eight of Wands and the Page of Wands and the Eight of Cups in reverse. This could be someone saying something to test a reaction or to see if someone's mad or just see what energy they're in. So we're going to keep moving. There's a lot of talk in here, but this one is like very meek, if I were to put a word on it. Let's go in on the world, then we'll do a quick recap before we get into the shadow. So why is the world here? I mean, very unique, Scorpio. Very unique indeed. So why is the world here for Scorpio gang? What's happening? What is happening for my good friends? Okay. All right. So we have the Five of Swords in reverse. There could be a situation or something you're going through where spirit's just like, don't fight it. Just let it happen. I don't know why that's coming through. It's like, kind of like it is what it is. Whatever happens, happens. Whatever will be. And I know that's very cliche, but to me, that's just how it feels. Like if the Five of Swords was in the upright, it's like, no, I need to make this right. I need to do this. I need vengeance. I need whatever. When it's in reverse underneath the world, it's like, okay, it is what it is. That happened, and what? What now? It's like giving me this kind of vibe, which is really peculiar. So again, there is an energy that's changing, and spirit's asking you to not fight it, and not to fight against it, to just let it flow. So there could be situations you're going through where it's like try your best to get into a flow state of acceptance about it, That's just how it feels to me. Um, or there's a neutrality. That's another way I can put it. It feels like a neutrality. So whether it's a good thing, neutral. Whether it's a rough thing, neutral. Try your best to stay in like that gray zone area. I mean, we're getting very particular here, Scorpio. Again, only take what hits for you. I feel like I'm doing a personal reading. Um, but you can watch your other placements if you have any others. Let's go through and do a quick recap, then we'll get into the shadow. We got a lot of different stuff coming through this week. If you kindly look in the box, position number one, we got the Knight of Wands with the Ace of Wands in reverse. It's like, whoops, shouldn't have done that. This to me felt like someone does something or says something and regrets it. Like, I wish I could take that one back. So watch out for that, whether that's within you or how someone else is acting. It's like, okay, you probably shouldn't have said that. Moving to the middle, we have this energy that seems to be checking, like, are you still mad? Did you forget? It's an energy that could be returning or looping back around, but it's just definitely testing the temperature. That's the main vibe I'm picking up here. There is a lot of talking, there is a lot of chit chat. Then when we get to the back end, we do have the shifting, changing energy, and Spirit's asking you to not fight against it. There's something where it's like, just go with the flow, stay neutral. It is what it is. So whether it's a good thing, neutral. Whether it's a rough thing, neutral, and you should be all right. So please take a screenshot if you want to look into it further, Scorpio. Let's see what's in the shadows. And yeah, I always like to pull one shadow card here at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a bad thing, it could be good too. So let's get you one. And if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, what do we got here for Scorpio gang? Please, thank you. All right, Four of Cups, cool. Mental energy. This doesn't alarm me too much, especially with the intense energies we saw in this week's reading. Now, the Four of Cups is great in the positive sense. It could be extremely imaginative, daydreamy, creative, big Scorpio vibes right there. But when we get to the challenge, it can be ruminating. It can be overthinking. Somebody that's thinking too much and not acting enough. So we have this fine balance that we're seeing in the energy, because in the main part of the reading, it's like, all right, this energy is willing to jump off at a dime and act too quick. Then the shadow energies not acting quick enough. So like there's this gray zone area that keeps coming up in this week's reading. But I'd say as far as the shadow side goes with the Four Cups, I know it's easier said than done, but there could be something where it's like, try your best not to ruminate on it or overthink it. As we were saying here on the back end, just let it flow. What will happen will happen. Whatever set into motion is set into motion when we have this Four Cups. So we're going to put that down right there, Scorpio. Very interesting. And again, I don't feel like the Four of Cups is always a bad thing. It gets a bad reputation of someone that's just in la la land. I mean, but it could be very creative too. There could be a lot of situations where you could use your creative skills to, I don't want to say work around, but solve problems. So there could be a positive here. Just try not to be in the mind too much, if that makes sense. So, Scorpio, that's what I have for you this week, my beautiful friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details. The October subscriber surprise. If you would like further insight on your situation and book a personal reading with me, you could check out my digital calendar on my website, mastermetaphysics.com. The October schedule is up there and it's filling up quick. So if you want to have a little chat, go over there and check it out. But for the October subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 3 copies of one of the most stunning decks I've ever experienced, the Star Tarot. So if you'd like to get your name in for that, it's 2 simple things as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments. Since last month, I asked everybody which zodiac sign they get along best with. This month, out of all the zodiac signs, which one do you clash with a little bit there? Drop it down in the comments. You'll be entered to win. And the winners will be announced in the community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.